Hey guys, welcome to the channel. It's Hamza, and in today's video, I'm gonna be covering this document that I have in front of me. I know a lot of you have been waiting for this video. I've been promising that I'm gonna give you this video for a while now, so here it is. Full disclosure, this is the lawsuit that I got served a couple of days ago. Yep, you heard me correctly. This is the exact document that I got served a couple of days ago. And if you guys follow me on social media, on TikTok, on Instagram, on Facebook, you guys know exactly what I'm talking about. I talk to you guys every day and I communicate quite transparently on what my business ownership experience has been like and what operating multiple businesses is like for me. So the day I got served, I posted this on social media. I went through the document and I said I was gonna go over it in complete detail right here on the YouTube channel. So this is me doing exactly that. But before I jump into the lawsuit, if you guys are enjoying my content, please remember to smash that like button and hit the subscribe button so you guys are notified the next time I post a new video. Now before I jump into the video, I want to give you guys the backstory and explain what this business is and exactly what happened at the time this happened. So I run a furnished apartment business, basically an Airbnb business, and I drive traffic through Airbnb, VRBO, through my website, and through multiple other channels where I basically accommodate furnished apartments for individuals looking to stay in Houston, Texas for a short amount of time. So for those of you who may not know this, Houston, Texas is home to the world's largest medical center and a couple of A-class cancer treatment hospitals. What that means is I personally get a lot of traffic from either patients or doctors or sometimes even traveling nurses, which in this case this tenant was. So hats off to the patient for being a traveling nurse. I'm sure it's very stressful and I'm sure that you have a lot of lives at stake, and so I want to thank all the traveling nurses before moving forward with this lawsuit. So what that means is I cater to basically a lot of cancer patients, a lot of doctors, and sometimes on occasion traveling nurses, which in my case this individual claims to be. So full disclosure, I received a booking request through VRBO, which is a platform just like Airbnb that helps vacation rental hosts partner up with people who are looking to stay in furnished apartments. Now I will say the bulk of my business is driven through my website. However, I do accept bookings through Airbnb and VRBO. And what I've noticed is the best quality tenants that I get are actually through my website. And this is because they get to see me, they get to communicate with me directly or with my team, and we kind of vet them before we let them into the units. Now, more often than not, what ends up happening is I will have gaps in between bookings in which I'll squeeze my Airbnb and VRBO bookings so that I can avoid having vacancies and generate a little bit of revenue. Now, we all know that with COVID, things have been tough and the business as a whole has struggled a little bit. As people are no longer flying in and out of Houston and social distancing, the hospitality sector as a whole has taken a little bit of a dip. So I got a booking request from this individual and she booked the apartment. She seemed very nice, very knowledgeable of the area, so I went ahead and accepted her booking. She wasn't really that problematic, and one day apparently she fell on the staircase right outside my apartment unit. As a result of the fall, she got injured and hence the lawsuit. Now at the time, she left my apartment, she was very nice, and there was no mention of a lawsuit. She requested for a full refund due to the mishap and I actually gave it to her. So in essence, her complete stay was for free, which I thought was a little strange, but hey, I'm a nice guy, so I decided to give her the refund. Now this is where things got a little interesting. I get contacted by an attorney via email a couple of weeks out that there may be talk of a lawsuit, but nothing is confirmed as of yet. And what I find really strange is that I don't think this person actually wanted to sue me. I think this person actually consulted with an attorney that convinced her that she needs to sue me. And I genuinely believe that this is what happened in this case. So now that I've given you guys the backstory, I'm gonna go over the lawsuit and see exactly what the damages are or what the attorney thinks the damages are. Before I continue with the details in the lawsuit, I must tell you guys that this individual did not fall in my apartment. She actually fell outside in a general corridor in the stairwell. Could this person have been intoxicated at the time? Could this person have tripped and fall? There could be a lot of reasons that people fall on stairwells. But the attorney decided that it was because the stairwell was not lit. And believe it or not, I've walked through that exact stairwell and the definition of lit can really vary. I was able to climb up and down the stairwell at least 100 times without falling or tripping with the exact same amount of lighting that the attorney claims is not sufficient. So I just find things like this very interesting, which is why I decided to go over this and show you guys exactly what the claims are. So the first thing I want to go over is the claims for relief. Now, according to the attorney, what they're asking for basically is $1 million or more for the damages that the person incurred due to that fall, but not limited to damages of any kind, penalties, costs, expenses, pre-judgment interest, post-judgment interest, and attorney fees, which is, in my opinion, very, very interesting. Things only get more interesting from here. So the parties involved in the lawsuit are, of course, me, the host, VRBO, and the property. I can't disclose the property information in this video for their privacy, but you guys know that me, the property, and VRBO are all in this lawsuit. Judgment venue, I'm not going to go over that because the fall happened in Houston, Texas, so the venue is obviously Houston, Texas. Now here are the facts portion of this lawsuit. So the plaintiff fell, according to her, due to no lighting in the stairwell. But the funny thing is that there is actual daylight that comes into that stairwell. So this just makes things a little interesting in my opinion. Let me read through this really quickly. Plaintiff immediately noticed her leg was severely injured and she could see her bone and leg positioned inappropriately. Now, that could have been the case. I don't know. I wasn't there. I don't know if bone exposure really was something that occurred or it's something that she could have thought occurred at the time. I guess we're gonna need evidence. I hope she took some pictures of the situation to prove that this was the case, or according to the attorney, at least these are the claims that she's making. Plaintiff sat herself against the stairwell and called for help, as well as dialed 911 for assistance. So obviously she had her cell phone on her. Paramedics rushed and found the plaintiff still sat against the wall. The plaintiff was taken to the hospital and treated for her injuries, including multiple surgeries. Now, I've realized that this attorney likes to use big words, but surgery has a definition. Surgery could be something that's done on a large scale, or it could be something, that's very minor that needed a couple of stitches. So we're gonna have to get this fact checked as well. Of course, as a result, the plaintiff had to cancel her work and her assignment and is in extreme pain and agony. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar with legalese, which is basically the language that the attorneys speak in order to file a lawsuit and serve you, this language is very aggressive and is designed in such a way that it is designed to scare the person that they are trying to sue. So you have to kind of look past that and assess what exactly the lawsuit is after. And in my case, just like any other business's case, they're after my insurance. Now, it's a good thing that I carry general liability insurance as well as vacation rental insurance, which is very important for those of you guys who want to operate in the Airbnb, VRBO, or corporate housing space. So I will mention here that VRBO, just as a matter of fact, so surprisingly has $1 million insurance policy on any bookings that they provide you with. I feel like the attorney's $1 million request is conveniently aligned with the VRBO $1 million insurance policy that every host gets when accommodating a tenant. So that's something that I found very bizarre and almost aligned, that they would ask for $1 million and that they know that the VRBO policy is in fact $1 million. Anyways, let's continue reading the lawsuit. So of course, we're gonna go over the liability right now. And it says my company had the control of the premises, which in fact is not true, and that my company put this person at unreasonable risk of harm. And apparently we were also negligent with disregard to our tenant's safety, which is obviously not the case. If I were really negligent and I didn't care for my tenants, I would have never offered that tenant a full refund. So I mean, these are just things that really just don't line up, right? Attorney language is saying one thing when the facts are actually showing something else. Here it also says that the defendant, which is me, took no steps to replace the light bulb in the stairwell. And that's just something that is also untrue. And finally, it says that we were negligent and reckless and we caused the plaintiff's damage, which is of course not the case. But an attorney's job is to be able to milk insurance companies for as much money as they'll offer him, which is of course not true. But an attorney's job is to obviously go after the insurance companies and see how much they're gonna offer for these set damages. For those of you who reached out to me wishing me the best, I thank you. I will continue to update you as this progresses on the channel right here in detail until this lawsuit is completely resolved. That's it for me. I'll see you guys soon.